So, today we have a clip sent to us from Alex from the USA.
네, 알렉스 씨는 또 집에서 어떤 전통을 가족끼리 가지고 있는지 또 지키고 있는지 한번 이야기를 들어보고 싶은데요.
All right, well, why don't we get right to it because I'm excited to know what he has to say. Alex 씨,
나와주세요.
When I was young, we moved out of the United States and we moved to Japan, but my parents wanted to kind of always have a reminder of our culture. So every Friday night we would have American food. And eventually that actually, when we came back to America, that became a tradition in America too. So every Friday night we would gather around the TV, put a tablecloth from the dinner table on the floor, and we would all watch our favorite TV shows that week and have pizza, because pizza was a thing we had when we lived in Japan. And so it was interesting that we brought back the tradition of having American food in Japan and then just brought it back to America with us. And every Sunday we had our family dinner on the ground with a cola and a pizza. And I really have fond memories of that. And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. I didn't know he lived in Japan when he was young.
That's right, and he's currently staying in
Korea, which I'm sure you saw in the background.
That's right. So that was also very interesting and familiar too. 굉장히 익숙한 광경들이 보였죠.
Right.
자, 그러면 알렉스 씨가 어떤 이야기를 해줬는지 한 줄 한 줄 공부를 해볼 텐데요. 뭐 미국 이야기도 나오고 일본에 살았었다라는 이야기도 나오고 그 다음에 음식 이름도 나왔어요.
Yeah.
네.
All right, so why don't we take a look at it line by line?
Okay.
The first line is, when I was young, we moved out of the United States and we moved to Japan. When I was young, we moved out of the United States and we moved to Japan.
네, 이 문장에 대한 이유는 어떤 설명은 없어요. 왜 일본으로 이사를 갔었는지 설명은 없지만 그냥 말을 하고 있습니다. When I was young, 제가 어렸을 때 we moved, 우리는 이사를 갔어요. Out of the United States, 미국 밖으로 이사를 간 거죠.
Right. They went outside of the United States.
That's right. He's from the United States. His family is from the United States. 그렇지만 이제 밖으로 이사를 나와서 and we moved to Japan. 일본으로 이사를 갔다고 합니다. Maybe his parents worked there?
Maybe were they a military family?
Maybe.
You know? That's
I
usually
don't know.
the most common case. We don't know, but they moved from America to Japan.
네. 그러다 보니까 뭔가 문화를 좀 잃을 수도 있었겠죠. 미국 전통 같은 거를. So what did they do?
Okay. But my parents wanted to kind of always have a reminder of our culture.
네, 일본으로 이사를 갔지만 my parents, 제 부모님은 wanted to kind of always have. kind of 빼고 생각하시면 wanted to always have. 항상 무언가를 갖고 있고 싶어 하셨어요. A reminder of our culture. Reminder는 remind 자체가 생각나게 해주는 거죠.
But something can also be a reminder in that it makes you, well, I guess it's the same. It makes you think about something else, right?
네. 그래서 remind가 생각나게 해주는 거니까
Right.
reminder 하면은 생각나게
Something
해주는
that-
무언가.
Right. Something that makes you think about something else. So,
Yeah.
for example, for me, a reminder from my childhood maybe is a bear, a little stuffed bear
Okay.
that I had from when I was a kid.
I think for a lot of Korean guys, a reminder of their military service is their military suit. 뭐 군복 같은 경우도 내가 군복무를
They give it
했었지.
to you?
Yeah, I mean you
keep it in your
wear one pair of
Right.
clothing when you leave the army. But anyway, 그런 거 보면서 떠오르는 거죠. 그래서 물건이든 아니면 어떤 전통이든 간에 그것을 생각나게 해주는 것이 바로 reminder가 되겠죠.
All right, and next he says, so every Friday night we would have American food. So every Friday night we would have American food.
그래서 매주 금요일마다 we would 과거에 자주 하던 습관을 말할 때 we would 또는 we 빼고 would도 그냥 쓰기도 합니다. 그래서 we would have American food. 미국 음식을 먹곤 했어요.
All right. And next he says, and eventually that actually, when we came back to America, when we came back to America.
중간에 문장을 바꾸고 있죠.
Right, he changed the sentence.
And eventually, 그리고 그러다가 결국에는 that actually, 그게 사실은 실제로 하다가 when we came back to America, 우리가 미국으로 돌아왔을 때 그러면 이제 그 전통이 어떻게 됐는지 이야기를 해주겠죠?
That became a tradition in America too.
오.
That became a tradition in America too.
그게 미국에서도 전통이 되었다고 합니다. So having American food in Japan became a tradition in the United States too.
Right, when they went back.
네. Alright.
So let's hear more about what they do. So every Friday night we would gather around the TV. So every Friday night we would gather around the TV.
네. We would 다시 한번 반복되고 있죠. 우리가 이런 걸 하곤 했습니다. 과거의 그 습관 다시 한번 묘사하고 있습니다. So every Friday night 미국에 돌아가서도 even after they went
Even
back.
after they went back every
Yeah.
Friday night.
그래서 매주 금요일마다 gather around the TV 텔레비전 근처에 모여 앉았대요. Gather when you say gather you gather things. You
Right, you gather things. Oh, let me gather my belongings. You know, you pick up your things. But people can gather. That means that they're meeting together or
네.
they're all together.
네, 자동사, 타동사 이런 개념인데 타동사로 썼을 때 무언가를 모으다. 자동사로 썼을 때 모이다. 둘 다 쓸 수 있는 표현입니다. 그래서 gather things, gather information, gather people. 그렇지만 people gather too.
People gather and people have gatherings where many people come together to do stuff.
그렇죠.
Like meetings.
네, meetings, meetups, gatherings, 모임이라고 했을 때 gathering까지도 변형할 수 있겠죠. TV 근처에 모여 앉아서 뭘 하죠?
Put a tablecloth from the dinner table on the floor. Put a tablecloth from the dinner table on the floor.
tablecloth. 이렇게만 해도 사실 식탁보예요. You don't have to say from the dinner table.
No, you don't.
tablecloth는 똑같은 그냥 거기 식탁에 까는 식탁보니까요.
Of course, you don't need to say it. Just, we took a tablecloth. It's perfectly fine because
그렇죠.
it's only used for one thing in one place.
네. 그런데 이제 뭐 물론 테이블클로스가 그냥 뭐 장롱 안에 있다가 you put it in the wardrobe and you take it out for this purpose. 그럴 수도 있잖아요. 그러니까
Of course.
그게 아니고 그냥 식탁 정말로 디너 테이블에 있던 거를 그날만 빼서 그 다음에 그거를 put it on the floor. 바닥에 깐대요. Just like in Japan, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Just like in, I think that's why he said dinner table, because he wanted us to know in America we generally eat like around like a tall or like dinner table. So maybe he just wanted to emphasize that.
네,
right?
거기 있는 걸 빼서 바닥에 놓고
And we would all watch our favorite TV shows that week. And we would all watch our favorite TV shows that week.
네, 그 주에 하는 우리가 가장 좋아하는 TV 프로그램을 보곤 했어요. We would all watch. all이라는 말이 이제 우리 모두, all of us, right?
Everyone in the family,
네.
right?
All of us would watch our favorite TV shows. It's a great thing that they actually had one TV show that they could watch together. Otherwise,
that's
they
true.
would have fights.
Oh, for sure, there would definitely be fighting. So that is good that they like the same show, so they could make this very awesome family tradition.
네,
Right?
뭐 정말로 그 리모컨 가지고 전쟁이 일어날 수 있는데 그렇지는 않았나 봐요.
And next, and have pizza, because pizza was a thing we had when we lived in Japan. And have pizza, because pizza was the thing we had when we lived in Japan.
여러분 이 문장 잘 봐주세요. Have pizza라고 했습니다. 피자는 여기서 복수 형태로 쓰고 있지 않죠. He did not say a pizza
No.
or pizzas, just pizza,
Just pizza.
because it's just food substance.
Right.
네.
It's not countable. You have to say like, you know, a pizza. You can't say like pizza. Well, you could say two pizzas. I guess.
Yeah, you can say a.
But in
pizzas.
this case, he means it like that. Just the name of a food.
맞아요. 잘 보시면 나중에 또 다르게 쓰입니다. You can say a pizza. You can't. It is possible to say
Right.
pizzas, but he said pizza, and the reason is it's just 물질이기 때문에 그냥 피자라고 했어요. water처럼. 그 피자를 먹는 이유는 pizza was the thing we had when we lived in Japan. 일본에 살았을 때 우리가 피자를 먹었었거든요. 그 금요일마다 둘러 앉아서 미국 음식을 먹자라고 했을 때 뭘 먹었다고요?
피자.
피자를 먹었기 때문에 그거를 이제 미국 가서도 재현을 한 거죠.
And so it was interesting that we brought back the tradition of having American food in Japan. And so it was interesting that we brought back the tradition of having American food in Japan.
여러 가지 표현들을 여기서 볼 수 있는데 So it was interesting that 여기서부터 보면요. 뭐뭐 한다는 것이 흥미로웠습니다. It is interesting that you are so passionate about food.
It is interesting that children can learn multiple languages.
Easily, very
Easily,
easily.
right.
Almost automatically.
Yeah.
It is interesting that 여러분, 이거 참 신기하네요. 흥미롭네요. 아니면 재미있네요. 라고 이야기 붙일 수 있는 모든 것은 다 It is interesting that 이렇게 하고 이야기를 이어갈 수 있겠죠. So it is interesting that he's talking about Japan and Korea and the United States, 3 different countries, that we brought back the tradition. 여기에서 bring back이 나오고
Bring
있죠.
back, right.
Bring back.
So I guess for some point of time they stopped and then moved to America. So they're bringing it back.
When they moved back to the United States, they could have stopped, 멈출 수도 있었지만 같이 가지고 간 거죠. The tradition of having American food. 이것도 마찬가지로 여기 나오는 이 문장을 이렇게 자연스럽게 다 연결할 수 있는지 한번 여러분 파악을 좀 스스로 테스트를 해볼 필요가 있어요.
Yeah.
첫 번째 보세요. It was interesting that으로 연결됐죠. 그 다음에 we brought back the tradition. 네, 어떤 tradition? Of having
American food in Japan.
네, 3단계로 연결이 됐습니다. 그래서 일본에서 미국 음식을 먹던 전통을 가지고 돌아왔다는 것이 흥미로웠다.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then just brought it back to America with us. And then just brought it back to America with us.
네, 그것을 brought it back to America with us. 미국으로 우리와 함께 가지고 돌아왔다는 것이 흥미롭다는 거죠. Because it's something that they did in Japan, they didn't have to continue.
Right. But they decided to bring it with them to America and continue.
Okay.
Okay. And every Sunday, we had our family dinner on the ground with a cola and a pizza. And every Sunday, we had our family dinner on the ground with a cola and a pizza.
And every Sunday, 매주 일요일마다.
So I guess they changed the day only. Because in Japan, it was Friday, he said.
Interesting.
And now
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, maybe when they went to the States, they got busier and they
True.
had other things on Fridays.
True. Actually, in America, many families have a tradition of having a special dinner on Sunday.
아, 그래요?
So we call it Sunday dinners. I think maybe it came from back when people went to church. You
I
know,
see.
it's a special day, so we have special dinners on Sunday.
저는 어렸을 때 이렇게 어떤 요일에 맞춰서 어떤 식사를 특별하게 한 경험은 없었던 것 같아요.
Oh, really?
I think every night was a special dinner
Special
time.
dinner. Ah,
yeah,
okay.
because we would all be like
Be together.
Yeah, when I was especially young, very young. 물론 진짜 가족마다 다르네요. When I was in high school, in my 3rd year in high school, 고등학교 3학년 때 기숙사 생활을 했어요.
Okay.
I was in the
dorms.
school dorms, so I would only go to my parents' house once a month.
Wow.
So that would be like a feast.
A feast, yeah.
굉장히 막 상다리가 휘어질 정도로 같이 차려서 밥을 먹었던 기억이 있는데.
Okay.
So I guess it really depends on the family.
True.
Every Sunday we had our family dinner. 가족끼리 식사를 했는데 어디에서?
On the ground.
On the ground.
Sitting
with-
on the floor
네.
with a cola and a pizza.
바로 여기에서 아까 앞에서는 we had pizza라고 했어요.
Right.
He didn't count it, but
Right.
here he's counting it.
He's counting it, right? I guess the family's sharing one pizza.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that it's okay either way.
Yeah, for pizza is one of those words that you can use like in an uncountable form and a countable form.
피자도 실제로 방금 메간 선생님이 말씀하신 것처럼 뭐 셀 수 없는 명사, 불가산 명사라고 문법책에 나오죠. uncountable noun. 이거를 세는 그런 예이기도 한데 음식이 대체로 그런 것 같아요.
Yeah.
네.
Like for example, what is something else?
케이크.
Cake. Yeah, you could have cake or a cake. You
맞아요.
can have one whole cake.
네. 그리고 주스 같은 것도
Oh yeah, juice, some juice,
or
or you can have a glass of juice.
그런데 그냥 주스라고 하면 이렇게
yeah.
따로따로 포장된 것을
Yeah, yeah,
가리키겠죠.
yeah. It depends on the
Yeah.
type of juice, though. It's all different.
Yeah, coffee. You can
Oh,
have
yeah.
a coffee. 2 coffees for 2 people in 2 cups. 이런 형태로 상황에 따라서 달라집니다. 그리고 콜라도 마찬가지로 이렇게 그냥 셀 수도 있고 안 셀 수도 있으니까 네, 하나만 지켜야 되는 건 아니죠. 또 여기서 지금 알렉스 씨가 on the ground라고 했는데 원래는 it's probably not on the ground.
It's probably, that's why when I said it before, I said on the floor, on the ground, because inside of a building, we usually say the floor, and outside, we usually say ground.
네,
Right.
한국어로는 그냥 바닥이라고 했을 때 그게 땅바닥이 될 수도 있고 마루 바닥이 될 수도 있고 그냥 바닥은 바닥이에요.
Right.
Yeah.
But for us, we It is different, but some people just say on the ground as well. Like if you're in a shopping mall and your kid picks up something like, don't eat off the ground, right?
네, 그런데 집에서는 절대 ground라고 하지 않죠.
Yeah, it's
네.
usually floor in your house, right?
그래서 엄격히 구분을 하자면 이제 on the floor 마루 바닥, on the ground 땅바닥입니다. Alright.
And I really have fond memories of that. And I really have fond memories of that.
네, 그리고 그때 기억들이 좋았대요.
Yeah.
Really have fond memories of that. Fond라는 이 단어를 발음하실 때 fun처럼 듣지 않도록 주의해 주세요.
Right, not fund, fond.
네.
Fond.
게다가 fond memories 할 때 D 발음이 안 들리니까 그냥
Right.
fun memories처럼 들릴 수 있어요.
All right, fond memories. Fun memories. Fond memories.
다시 한번 좋은 기억,
Fond memories.
재밌는 기억,
Fond memories.
한 번만 더 좋은 기억,
Fond memories.
재밌었던 기억,
Fond memories.
fun 이렇게 차이가 나죠. 그 다음 부분으로 가볼까요?
Okay, and the final sentence is he says it a little bit fast, so let's take a look at the clip first.
And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that. And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that.
Okay, so there was one part that was a little fast, so let's take a look at it and I will read to you what he said. And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that.
네, 이게 알렉스 씨가 말했던 문장의 내용인데요. 발음을 할 때 이렇게 됐었죠. 쭉 가다가 and hopefully까지는 그대로 들렸고 when I'm a parent, a parent.
A parent one day.
네, 사실은 우리가 부모라고 할 때 parents에 너무 익숙해진 것 같아요.
Alright.
But when you are a single person, one person,
Yeah, you're a parent.
I'm a parent.
Apparently.
apparently, 보아하니, I'm a parent, and my wife is a parent.
Parent.
Together we are parents.
Right.
두 사람이 합쳐졌을 때만 parents라고 하지.
Yeah.
나는 언젠가 부모가 되면이라고 하지만 원래 엄격하게 따지면 아빠가 되면이잖아요. 저는
Right.
부모가 될 수 없어요. 저는.
Right, because you're just a dad by yourself, so
Yeah.
you are a parent.
그래서 영어에서는 parent 그렇게 엄격하게 따졌을 때 a parent인데 A, P 그러니까 parent 앞에 AP가 붙어있는 이 형태 분명히 보이는 이라는 다른 형용사로도 들리기 쉬우니까
A parent, right.
네, 주의해 주시고 전체 문장의 뜻은 그리고 바라건대 제가 언젠가 아빠가 되었을 때 저도 maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that 그런 전통을 만들고 싶어요. So he wants to make a cute tradition of having pizza on Sunday with his kids.
Oh, I do too. Do you have any traditions
Not
with
yet.
your family? Not yet, but you'll have some soon
Yeah.
as your son gets older.
One tradition.
Oh.
My son and I taking a bath in the bathtub together every night
Aw.
for 30 minutes.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that's a small tradition that we have.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we take a look at the clip 2 more times and listen carefully for a parent. Let's watch.
And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that. And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that.
Okay, so now since we're finished, we're going to take a look at the whole clip 2 more times. The first time with English subtitles, the second time without. Let's watch.
When I was young, we moved out of the United States and we moved to Japan, but my parents wanted to kind of always have a reminder of our culture. So every Friday night we would have American food. And eventually that actually, when we came back to America, that became a tradition in America too. So every Friday night we would gather around the TV, put a tablecloth from the dinner table on the floor, and we would all watch our favorite TV shows that week and have pizza, because pizza was a thing we had when we lived in Japan. And so it was interesting that we brought back the tradition of having American food in Japan and then just brought it back to America with us. And every Sunday we had our family dinner on the ground with a cola and a pizza. And I really have fond memories of that. And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that. When I was young, we moved out of the United States and we moved to Japan, but my parents wanted to kind of always have a reminder of our culture. So every Friday night we would have American food. And eventually that actually, when we came back to America, that became a tradition in America too. So every Friday night we would gather around the TV, put a tablecloth from the dinner table on the floor, and we would all watch our favorite TV shows that week and have pizza, because pizza was a thing we had when we lived in Japan. And so it was interesting that we brought back the tradition of having American food in Japan and then just brought it back to America with us. And every Sunday we had our family dinner on the ground with a cola and a pizza. And I really have fond memories of that. And hopefully when I'm a parent one day, maybe I'll be able to make a tradition like that.
Thank you, Alex, for telling us the story 2 more times. That was a nice walk, by the way.
It was. And so since we finished with that now, it's time for us to learn some other words. It's time for Street
Smart.